It's a lovely morning as I welcome you this morning onto the paper review of BGI TV Current on this day 30th of May 2023. My name remains Ige Olalekan. As Nigerians celebrate and they are in the euphoria of the new administration, according to Premium Times, few queue hits Abuja, other cities as Tinubu announces subsidy removal. And from the Daily Trust we have this paper, Abba fires Ganduje's appointees, revokes sales of assets. Going on to another page of the Premium Times, Raymond Dokpesi, owner of Real Power, AIT, is dead. And according to the Punch, my cabinet member feared being jailed by Buhari. That is according to former President Jonathan. In the Daily Trust, I have this. I will work with you, Biden assured Tinubu. That's saying the President of the United States. And according to Daily Post, I have no doubt Gbajabiamila predicts what will happen to Nigeria under Tinubu. Then in another side of the Punch newspaper, we have this. Nigeria won't break up, says Tinubu. Meet US, UK, Saudi Arabia envoys. Then according to the Nation newspaper, we have this. The Nation newspaper, Nigeria needs a decisive president like Tinubu. That is according to CAN president. Now, let's go to the paper in full. From the Daily Trust this morning, we said, Governor Abba Kalbi Yusuf of Kano State, popularly known as Abba Gida, has fired some government officials appointed by ex-governor Abdullahi Ganduje. In an executive order he signed, the new governor ordered that all political appointees heading government MDAs and companies are hereby relieved of their appointment with immediate effect. He also dissolved all boards of MDA companies and institutions of higher learning with immediate effect. The governor directed security agencies in the state to immediately take over all public properties sold by the government of his predecessor. I am announcing today that all these public places and assets that were immorally plundered and sold by the Ganduje administration should be taken over by law enforcement agencies led by the police, the DSS, civil defense, and Ishba, pending the final decision of government. That is according to Abba Gida from Kano State. Now, let's move on to Abuja, the federal capital city, and see what we have from there. Now, from Abuja, as Nigerians are celebrating the new era of the new president, there have been a lot of issues in terms of the issues of crisis, as in fuel crisis and scarcity, as a result of the subsidy of the government. And as a result of this, a lot of people have been experiencing and finding it difficult to move from one place to another. If you look at it and you go around now, you discover that a lot of filling stations to some extent are locked down, while motorists and various vehicles cannot plow the road. If you are going, maybe you are going out right now, you discover that there are a lot of relief on the highway as a result of the fact that NNPC stations is not all of them that are dispensing fuel oil to their various customers as at present. So let's be hopeful that the new government will bring up a new theme. Now, let's go to another newspaper, that is the Daily Trust. In the Daily Trust this morning, the United States President, that is Joe Biden, says I will work with you. That is giving assurance to the new elected president of Nigeria. And it says, the United States President Joe Biden has promised newly inaugurated Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that they would work together on economic growth. He also vowed to collaborate with Tinubu in advancing security of the most populous African nation. Among other critical aspects of his government, Biden reviewed this in a statement while congratulating Tinubu on Monday. President Tinubu and the Vice President Kashim Shettima were sworn in by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kayode Ariwoola, on Monday. The US President reiterated his administration preparation to work with Tinubu to strengthen ties between the United States and Nigeria. Biden also says, on behalf of the people of the United States, I send warm wishes to the government and people of Nigeria as they inaugurate a new president. I look forward to continuing this work with President Tinubu to support economic growth, advance security, and promote respect for human rights. That is according to the President of United States. Now, let's go on to the Daily Post, where we have this coming from the Speaker, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gbajabiamila. I have no doubt Gbajabiamila predicts what will happen under Tinubu. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has predicted that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will take Nigeria to the next level of good governance. Gbajabiamila, who insisted that he has no doubt in his mind, noted while delighted how Tinubu has resolved to unite Nigeria, coming out of a high contested election where he emerged victorious. In a statement he personally signed on Monday, the Speaker said Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima are well prepared for the task ahead. Hence, he expressed confidence that the President will not disappoint Nigeria. Gbajabiamila said, "It gives me great pleasure to join millions of Nigeria at home and the world over on this great day, where a great Nigeria, a dogged fighter, a democrat, a unifier, and a nationalist, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is inaugurated as the 16th President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria." And that is according to Daily Post. Now let's go on to the Punch newspaper, where we have the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and he made the statement, "My cabinet member feared being jailed by Buhari," and that is according to the former president, Ebele Goodluck Jonathan. Former President Goodluck Jonathan said members of his cabinet feared being jailed when the immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, won election in 2015. Jonathan, while speaking in an interview aired by Arise TV on Monday, said some of his cabinet members even felt he would run away, but he stayed in the country. Jonathan said, "In my own time, especially in 2015 election, my ministers, my senior officers, people who worked with me, there was this fear that having lost the election, what would be our fate? Would the new government just throw all of us into jail without giving a fair hearing? Because government is next to the court and can decide to do anything." The former president said the tense atmosphere his team faced during the transition period in 2015 was not faced by the outgone government, and that is according to President Ebele Jonathan. Now, let's go straight to the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper have this headline: Nigeria needs a decisive president like Tinubu, and that is according to CAN. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, on Monday said the country needs a decisive president like Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. CAN said this while congratulating the new president. A statement by the CAN president, Archbishop Daniel Okon, said, "On behalf of the Christian Association of Nigeria, I would like to extend our warmest congratulations to the new president of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he assumed office today. This is a momentous occasion for the Nigeria, and we wish President Tinubu well as he takes on the responsibility of leading our great nation. Nigeria is facing a number of challenges that require strong and decisive leadership, from security concerns to economic struggles. It is clear that there is much work to be done in order to ensure that Nigeria can reach its full potentials." Okon urged Tinubu to prioritize those issues and work tirelessly to find lasting solutions that will improve the livelihoods of all Nigerians. And that is according to the Nation newspaper. Now, let's quickly look at the other newspaper we have, the Daily Trust. We have this: our democracy is our strength. Our democracy is our strength. Yesterday, May 29, 2023, the bond of our brotherhood as a nation resonated with the hope of greater opportunities, the excitement of a new era. Now, if you look at it, we'll discover that yesterday was an historic day in the history of this great country, Nigeria. And we'll discover that, the entire world stood still to witness the inauguration of the 16th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And this alone shows the fact that we had up to like over 20 presidents of different countries across the globe, including Africa, that witnessed the event. And looking at it from the international scene, you will discover that it's going to, build up a mutual understanding. And it will also help to do what? To solidify the diplomatic ties between Nigeria and their foreign allies, which means, it's going to bear more fruit in terms of job creation, aid from abroad, donors, and other things like that. And apart from that, just like what the new elected president said, he said he's going to take the bull by the horn. And we can see that from what happened presently today in Nigeria. There have been a lot of, few queue in the various stations, because the president is telling us that no, we have to put a full stop to the subsidy so that Nigerians can have a better government. So, and as things are going, we pray that there will be turnaround in Nigeria as a whole. Let us quickly also take a look at what happened in Kano State. When an administration wind down from office, another administration will surely take over. But there is an observation that of recent, some of the things that happens in Nigeria is that whenever a particular government is winding up, as in leaving office, it is at that point in time that they deem it fit to want to give out appointments, appointing people to various arms of the government, various agencies and things like that. But the question is, what have they been doing in the previous years since when they assumed office? But if you look at it, you discover that they are doing all this all on the sake of exploitation and to loot more money. Like what happened in Kano, we said Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State are just, based on the executive order, he released some appointees of the immediate past government, that is that of Abdullahi Ganduje. He relieved them of their offices and asked them to hand over to the next person in the hierarchy of their various agencies. Now, and at the same time, he has given instruction to the paramilitary to take over everything in order for those ones that might want to be adamant. So if you look at that now, we'll discover that as we have experienced this in Kano, we'll also experience this in other states of the federation, because there will still be some states, or maybe we should look at it from this way, that it shows that the government that is leaving office is not in good term with the present government that is coming in. And if there is no mutual trust or mutual understanding, these are part of what is going to result to. Now, let's take a look at another headline. I find this headline much interesting because of the fact that I've been looking at some of the benefits that Nigerians can derive in their diplomatic ties. Because of recent, we've been having a lot of issues between Nigeria and some foreign allies. Like something that happened of recent in the United Kingdom, when the government of UK is proposing a plan to ban Nigerian students from bringing their family down to the UK. Now, I think for Nigerians to have a mutual relationship with the foreign allies, we also ourselves should, we should need to think locally and act globally by developing our various machineries and making sure that our country is okay, is suitable for our people to stay. There's no big deal in Nigerians traveling out of the country, going to other country. If you look at it, as Nigerians are going out to other country, they are going there to contribute immensely to their economy. Take for instance the number of medical experts, the doctors, and some other health workers that have traveled out of Nigeria. They have been making positive impact in the various places where they are. And at home, we are lacking the manpower in that area. So I think Nigerian government this time around, I pray this new government that is coming on board will look into it and making sure that Nigeria are encouraged at home. And at the same time, there should be incentive for these people so that Nigeria can be a better place for us all to live in. Now let's look at this. The United States President Joe Biden has promised newly inaugurated Nigerian President Tinubu that they will work together on economic growth. Now, if you look at it from that angle, I believe that by the time we have a mutual understanding and relationship with countries like the UK, the US, and some other countries, it's going to boost and help in the area of security and those areas that we are lacking. There can be cross-fertilization in the area of education, whereby Nigerian students and foreign students can exchange ideas and things that will benefit both countries. And at the same time, like Biden said here, Biden said on behalf of the people of America that they celebrate and wishes Nigerian people, and they are also optimism about the ideas and energy of dynamic connection between the two countries. Now, if you look at it, this is an opportunity now for Nigeria to rewrite their name on the global stage. It's an opportunity for we Nigerians to rewrite our stories. Now, although there is no country in the world that we don't have allegations of people that are bad or things like that. But the truth of the matter is, the more we don't develop our country, The more our technocrats are going out there, the more problem Nigerians will be experiencing. Look at the rate at which our naira are going down on a daily basis. There have been a lot of, things are just deteriorating, going down. Things are not really improving. But by the time like this new government are just coming on board, come up and put in the right set of cabinet member that will work with him, so that they can bring up their ideas and make sure they fix the country. I think it's going to go a long way to to improve the standard of living of our people. And I pray and I wish that we surely get there. Now let's take a look at this news from the Daily Post. We have this. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, said he is assured and he knows what is going to happen under this current and the new elected president. Like we know, Femi Gbajabiamila is one of the breeds of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he has really worked with him for a long time before he had the opportunity to have been elected as the Speaker at the National Assembly. So I believe he understands the political gimmicks and the political strategies that the new elected president always deploy. And just like if we look at what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done in Lagos State, you will discover that the transition from one government to another in Lagos State has really gone far to really help Lagos, to rebuild Lagos, and to make Lagos a mega city of which Lagos is today. Because when you look at it, you will see that the rate at which Lagos grows on a daily basis is far beyond other states in the country. Now let's look at what Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself said. He said, "Our democracy is our strength." Yesterday, May 29, 2023, the bond of our brotherhood as a nation resonates with the hope of greater opportunity, the excitement of a new era, and the glory of strength in our diversity. As we commemorate the milestones of our democratic governance with renewed hope of transformational leadership, we should embrace this remarkable journey with hope and faith. This alone shows the inclusiveness of this newly elected president to be open to other political parties. He's saying here that we need to work hand in hand as one, so that we can take Nigeria to a greater height. It goes further. He said something. He said the threshold of our democracy is reached and promising in unravel opportunities and possibilities to fuse our collective urges and aspirations ahead. If you look at it, what is part of the promise he's making is that he will want all Nigerians to work with him, to believe in him, he said he's going to create a platform whereby he will give room for divergent views of which can come on board, so that we can all take Nigeria to a greater height. Now let's quickly look at another dailies, and we have the Daily Post here, which says, according to the headline, Tinubu reveals how he will govern all regions. Tinubu reveals how he will govern all regions. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said he would be president of all Nigerians. Tinubu made the remark while assuring the Southeast, North, and the Niger Delta of serving them without prejudice. He also urged the North and the Southeastern part of Nigeria to work together. Tinubu spoke during his inauguration at the Eagle Square in Abuja on Monday According to Tinubu, the South must not only seek good for itself, but must understand that its interests are served when good comes to the North. The North must see the South likewise, whether from the winding creeks of the Niger Delta, the vastness of the northern savannah, the boardrooms of Lagos, the bustling capital of Abuja, or the bushy market of Onitsha. You are all my people. As your president, I shall serve with prejudice towards none, but compassion and amity towards all. If you look at that, this is showing, just like what I said the other time, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, he made the promise that he's going to make his government an inclusive government. And at the same time, he's promising that he will not segregate or marginalize any part of the country, that we should all see ourselves as one because we are brother. And he's also saying that he is going to make himself a servant to all, so that our people can, get the dividends of democracy. If you are just joining us, you are watching BGI TV Current, and this is the paper review for today. Now, let's quickly go on to check another headline for today. If you look at the Punch newspaper, the current president and the new elected president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said, "Nigeria won't break up," says Tinubu. Meet US, UK, and Saudi Arabia's envoy. Now let's look at that. It says, President Bola Tinubu on Monday in Abuja took the oath of office and allegiance as the 16th president of Nigeria, with a vow that the country will not break up. Tinubu, in his inaugural address at Eagle Square, also unveiled a series of steps it will take to position the country on the path of economic development, stability, and prosperity. Shortly after his inauguration, the president met with envoys from the United Kingdom, United States, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Brazil, South Korea, Israel, Cape Verde, Somalia, and Nicaragua. At the presidential villa, the diplomats presented their goodwill messages and letters of support and solidarities to Tinubu. Now, if you look at this place, the elected president of Nigeria is assuring us that Nigeria won't break, and he knows what he's going to do about that, to see how he's going to reposition the country. And that's exactly the reason why he's enjoying the various zones to come together, that the northern parts of the country should see the southern part as their brother, and likewise. And at the same time, he said something. He said he's not going to rules in prejudice. That is, there won't be a kind of bias in his administration. He will make sure that equality is paramount. And I think that is the most important thing, and that shows the attributes of a good leader. And let's quickly look at this. On a sad note, from the premium newspaper, we have this news. We have this news that says, Raymond Dokpesi, owner of Real Power AIT, is dead. According to a friend of the family who asked not to be named, that's Mr. Dokpesi fell off a treadmill in his Abuja home on Monday morning. The accident led to his death. The deceased, 71, had suffered a stroke in February, but was believed to be recuperating. Mr. Dokpesi's son, Raymond Dokpesi Jr., later confirmed the death in a statement issued on behalf of his family. The family will release further details on the funeral arrangements in due course, it says. And that's quite unfortunate. if we can. Raymond Okwesi had contributed his own quota in the media industry, and during his time, he was also a member of the PDP, People's Democratic Party, and we in the media, we are saying that may his soul rest in perfect peace. And again, it's quite unfortunate that when things like this happen, people feel, we've lost a genius in the media industry. So like we are saying, we are still in the euphoria of the celebration of our newly elected president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I would just want to say this, that I think this is a great privilege for Nigerian leaders presently, and for us to be a good example. It will be more ideal for the newly elected president to kickstart his project immediately and to hit the ground running. And what do I mean by that? The first thing I would just suggest is the president should look for those capable hands. The magic he adopted while he was in Lagos, I think we need it at this point in time for him to replicate it at the federal level. Because if you look at it, his administration in Lagos, he was a kind of a transformed one. He really did his best, and everybody can feel that yes, we had a government in Lagos as at then. And when he was leaving office, he brought in somebody who was also energetic like him, who was also, who was also full with a lot of ideas, in person of Babatunde Raji Fashola. And if you now look at it, the transition of government in Lagos, which has been going subsequently, has rub off in terms of making changes, and at the same time beautifying Lagos as a whole. And that is why if you look at Lagos, as the economic nerves of Africa and the commercial nerves of Nigeria, it has attracted a lot of foreign investors as a result of the development that have been put in place in Lagos. So I think we need something like that now. And at the same time, I will also encourage this government. I want him to to make sure that he did more in the area of economic development and stability of our market. He should try and make sure that he works in the area of bringing in investors. And the one that is very paramount is the issue of security. We need security of the state, of the country as a whole. There must be a lot of, all hands must be on deck. And if he intends to also include the various royal majesties from different parts of the country, to make sure that they also see how they can secure their domain. So we hope that as Nigerians are in the euphoria of celebrating the new president, I believe that everything will be fine, and they should please work on the issue of this fuel queue at the various stations of the country. And I think this is where we'll be running up our paper review for today. And my name remains Ige Olalekan. It's a pleasure. Tomorrow is another day, and this is the station BGI TV Current. Please keep a touch and always watch our program. Thank you, and bye-bye.